I have been in the ring with the very best that this company has to offer. I've been in the ring with Keith Lee. Shut up, I'm not done yet. I've been in the ring with Chris Hero. I've beaten Ace Romero, JT Dunn, and last time we were here, I beat Raw Dog John Silver. So I put out the Kingpin Open Challenge here today. And there's a guy in Beyond Wrestling who I know likes to accept open challenges. There's a guy back there who claims to be a big man, but is a beanpole. The Kingpin Brian Milonas is not only the best big man in Beyond Wrestling, but I am the best big man in wrestling. So, whoever wants to come out and answer this open challenge, go ahead and do it, because I am the Kingpin, and you're looking at the irresistible force and the immovable object, and I will not be beaten.
Fans of Beyond Wrestling, this is Denver, Colorado, the man not the place, being joined by Stokely Hathaway. Thanks for joining us for the Powerbomb pregame.
Of course, Drew.
Worcester, Massachusetts, Beyond Wrestling is live with the Powerbomb pregame, and this opening contest is scheduled for one fall. Introducing first in the corner to my left, from Nothing, Arizona, weighing at 269 pounds. Chances are he doesn't like you, Josh Briggs.
Not even waiting for the introduction, getting the jump on Josh Briggs, who he essentially called out here today, Stokely.
I mean, that was beautiful. I mean, Brian knows what it takes to take down a fellow big man. And as a big man myself, I completely understand those tactics, you know?
Big man, big manager, currently managing the independent wrestling champion, the Powerbomb TV independent wrestling champion, Jonathan Gresham, who we will see later on in action tonight on Apocalypse Dudes. Of course, if you're watching this live for free at 3:30 p.m. Eastern, please subscribe to Powerbomb TV. Use the promo code BEYOND. You'll be able to watch Apocalypse Dudes for free. You'll be able to watch last month's Far Beyond Wrestling event for free. You'll get the entire catalog for free for the next 20 days. But meanwhile, getting back to the action in the ring, Brian Milonas making good on his promise that he's the best big man in all of wrestling, throwing Josh Briggs across the ring.
Drew, he's been on a roll this year. He was in the Ring of Honor Top Prospect Tournament. He made some waves. Even though he didn't win that tournament, he made a lasting impression.
Absolutely. He's been a veteran of the New England scene for about 15 years and really coming into his own ever since he debuted for Beyond Wrestling. Actually, his introduction was that of a special referee. You know, obviously with all the years experience of wrestling behind him, it was just a matter of a time before he was the one that was starting to make the impact bell to bell. And right now, Josh Briggs, who has not been able to get out of the blocks, he's the one that's suffering.
I mean, Josh is struggling right now. I mean, I tried to get some info on him before the show, and all he said was, "I don't like you." So, you know, it's a bit difficult for me to get his mindset right now. I mean, I know he's answering an open challenge, but Drew, the question is like, what is, if he beats Brian, what's next for him? What is he trying to prove?
Well, I mean, Josh Briggs is certainly one of the best up-and-comers here at Beyond Wrestling. And if he did not avoid that leg drop from the second rope, he wouldn't have a future here in Beyond Wrestling. So I think the sky's the limit. I mean, he's made a habit of showing up, helping out. Whenever there's been an open challenge, he's been quick to answer. Are you sure when he said, "I don't like you," he was talking to you, or it could have been anybody in the locker room talking to you?
You know what? I did see Matt Brenner behind me, so that probably was directed towards him. I appreciate that.
Sure. Here we see, though, Josh Briggs weathering the storm, hoping to turn the tides. Had that huge flying clothesline, followed up with a back elbow. Did it sound like that when he said that, "I don't like you"? Same voice?
It did.
Yeah.
It did. Yep, you're right. He was talking to Riddle.
Yep, he's lucky he didn't kick you.
I don't think he would put his hands on a poet in an author. I don't
Oh, and surprising strength, the pop-up spine buster. Briggs trying to make short work of Brian Milonas, but how much energy did he have to exert in order to be able to lift the near 400-pound Milonas off the mat?
I mean, it was a lot. I mean, that's the thing. Brian was taking it to him earlier. I mean, that jump start, he just beat that man down like it was nothing. I'm afraid of Brian. I don't want him anywhere near this TV Independent Championship.
Caught him sleeping, spin and slam. And Briggs was just a second away, able to get to the ropes. You've heard Brian Milonas. He said that he's defeated competitors like JT Dunn, John Silver, Ace Romero. He's been in the ring with competitors like Chris Hero and Keith Lee here in Beyond Wrestling. He really wants to assert himself. And right now, he's got his sights set on his finishing maneuver, that swinging side slam. But Briggs just a little bit too tall, able to land on his feet and rattle off a couple elbows to the back of the head. Oh!
Y'all give it to Briggs. He has some heart in him. What a beautiful choke slam.
Milonas still kicking out, though. I don't know if Briggs got all of that. And of course, you do see, I mean, Briggs comes into every match wearing that target on his shoulder. I do believe that's from a football injury when he played in college. Somebody who had professional aspirations decided instead to become a professional athlete in the industry of professional wrestling, not professional football. So we know that Josh Briggs is a very gifted athlete, training alongside Brian Fury at the New England Pro Wrestling Academy, the likes of Donovan Dijak, Biff Busick, Sasha Banks.
But with that tape, don't you think it's a lose-lose situation? Because if he doesn't wear it, that means he could go into this match even worse. But then if he does have it on, it's an easy target.
You know, I'm not Josh Briggs, but that's how Brian Milonas beat John Silver last month with a crossbody from the second rope. As Briggs was looking for his variation of an iconoclast, when we saw Milonas go to the eyes, Milonas not afraid to take a shortcut, but I mean, if you want to be the best big man, let your in-ring performance speak for itself. Oh, you love taking shortcuts, though. Who am I talking to?
What do you mean? I've done everything the honest way, the honest, hard way.
The honest man, Stokely Hathaway.
Thank you. Honest, God-fearing, Bible-reading man. Thank you, Drew.
Well, I hope Josh Briggs said his prayers. Instead, getting the boot up, trying to cut the distance in the ring. And with Briggs being a little bit taller than Milonas, he's got to try and stick and move, even as big as he is.
I mean, I'm shocked that Briggs is still...
Whoa!
I'm shocked that Briggs is still standing after that crossbody. Imagine that weight. Oh, my God.
You weren't expecting that. I don't think Milonas was either.
I don't...
A top rope moonsault from the near 7-footer wipes out Milonas.
Here is your winner, Josh Briggs!
Just like I told you, Drew, Briggs was going to win all along.
Sure. You know, it's interesting because Briggs couldn't hit his finishing maneuver on Brian Milonas, so digging deep into the playbook and coming with the top rope moonsault, something I certainly wasn't expecting, neither was Milonas. Let's hear what Briggs has to say.
I walked in on the tournament for tomorrow.
A man of few words, Josh Briggs.
Whoever's in my fucking way, chances are I don't like you.